reported many times on the damage caused to our seas and rivers by leaks of raw sewage. But human waste isn't the only problem. There's also the issue of chicken manure, which gets spread onto fields as fertiliser and then washes into our waterways. Campaigners say it has turned the River Wye green, and they're taking the government to court, accusing it of not doing enough to tackle the problem. Here's our environment correspondent, Jonah Fisher.
For years, they've watched the health of the Wye decline.
Save the Wye! The nation's favourite river is dying in front of our eyes.
Now, at a High Court hearing in central Cardiff, campaigners and ageing rock stars demanded change.
Here we are, slowly poisoning, slowly strangling that river that has given life to all of us. That is an outrage, and it has to stop.
At the heart of the case is the impact of chicken farming in the River Wye catchment area.
These are a breed called Ross 308.
This farm in Herefordshire produces birds that sell for about £5 in the supermarkets. There are 28,000 chickens in this single shed. They arrived at a day old and will spend their entire lives. That's 36 days inside.
I guess this is the reality of people wanting affordable, cheap chicken in their supermarkets.
Correct. During their short lives, the chickens that live in this shed will altogether produce about 40 tonnes of chicken poo. Just to put that in context, there are about 20 million chickens being raised here in the River Wye catchment area at any one time. That's an awful lot of chicken poo.
Chicken poo is full of nitrogen and phosphorus, which are powerful fertilisers. So the farmers around the Wye have been spreading it on their fields. But if there's too much chicken poo and rain, the fertiliser ends up in the River Wye, and the rapidly expanding chicken industry has been blamed for turning it green.
There are rules already in place which state that fertilisers like chicken poo shouldn't be spread on farmers' fields if the land can't properly absorb it. But campaigners say those rules haven't been enforced, and that's contributed to the decline of this once great river.
And that's why the Environment Agency is taking part in a judicial review, accused of turning a blind eye to rule-breaking farmers.
We are basically saying that we believe that the government and its agency, the Environment Agency, have acted unlawfully by deliberately not enforcing the critical regulation that, had it been enforced, would have prevented the contamination of the Wye catchment.
The Environment Agency says anyone caught breaching environmental laws faces enforcement action, including prosecution. Campaigners say if the court rules in their favour,
it could be transformational
for both the health of the River Wye and the way chickens are farmed.
This morning, the campaign group River Action, who brought this case, have been presenting their case in court, talking about the declining status of the River Wye and the level of phosphates in the water. We will then hear from the Environment Agency, most likely also from the National Farmers Union. Farmers clearly have an interest in this case, and also possibly from the Department of Food and Rural Affairs. It will then be up to the judge to rule in this particular case. The campaigners are certainly hoping that this will prove to be a pivotal moment in the recovery of the River Wye.
Thank you, Jonah Fisher.